When I was a teenager, I used to work kitchen duties in senior citizen rest homes up in Glens Falls, Queensbury, New York. Um, West Mountain Senior Citizens Home was one of them. You know, through the years, I've seen people die. And I've been, a couple times myself very, very badly sick. And I've seen some real hard cases of how people don't die well. Dying from COVID-19 or, respiratory disease, heart failure, you can't breathe. Your system usually goes septic, your face goes blue. You struggle for every breath, they stuff a respirator down your throat. And then one or another of your vital systems fails and you gasp for your last breaths and you die. It's ugly. It's a hard way to die, Andy Cuomo. And to the families of the people that Andy Cuomo and his health director and all those freaking nincompoops in the nursing homes that let those infectious patients in to the nursing homes when they didn't have the proper equipment to deal with them. I mean, you people are freaking sick. And I got to ask a couple questions. Who got the money? Who got rich off the caskets, the burial plots, the burial vaults? Who got rich off the nursing home stay? And who pocketed all the money from the COVID deaths that Andy Cuomo caused? And, the cost savings, because every time, one of those senior citizens dies, their Social Security account and Medicaid accounts and all that, it saves the government an awful lot of money. So how big was the profit motive here, Mr. Cuomo? And hiding the records. You've been hiding the records about all the sewage being slopped all over New York, too. Yeah, environmental conservation and the health department and the governor's office in New York, they don't want to talk about the flushing of the rivers and the lakes and the creeks. They don't want to talk about the massive groundwater poisoning with sewage and chemicals in New York, like the St. Lawrence Seaway and the Hudson River and Lake George. You see, ladies and gentlemen, all around Lake George, there's 6,000 leach fields, and they all drain into the lake. Nobody wants to talk about it. And David Wick, the director of the Lake George Park Commission, and Basil Sagos at DEC, and Lake George Association, they don't want to talk about how Lake George is full of sewage leachate. They want to say, the smartest lake in the world. It's just nitrates and phosphates. And the answer is bullshit. What a load of shit. Just nitrates and phosphates. No. It's got bacteria and viruses in it. And the Darren Freshwater Institute and the smartest lake in the world and RPI University can try to cover up that fact all they want to by drawing down Flushing, drawing down Flushing, Lake George over to Lake Champlain. I mean, Lake Champlain's a notorious. It's a world-famous septic tank. That's what Lake Champlain is. And that's why Lake George isn't pea soup green, because they keep flushing it. David Wick. Now, to Tish James, the Attorney General of the state of New York, all the flushing records on Lake George need to be produced, because Lake George Park Commission is refusing to produce them. All the flushing, the dilution of the pollution for the solution records. I said that right. The solution to pollution is flushing the lake, David Wick. All those records, Basil Sagos, they need to be produced. How much sewage has the state of New York dumped over to Lake Champlain? That's the records that are being requested. Letitia James, Basil Sagos, Governor Cuomo. Now's the time. Elise Stefanik, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, They're not just hiding the records on the nursing home deaths. Judge Kimberly O'Connor. So to Jason Carasone and Sheriff James LaFar in Warren County, New York, David Wick's got a lot of records to produce. And DEC up in Raybrook, where's your records? And the health department records at Saranac Lake. Why is it that all this sewage from the smartest lake in the world is being flushed to Lake Champlain? And how many people are getting sick from all the viruses and bacteria in this wastewater, this slop from the 6,000 leach fields? You know, we don't want to talk about the horrible, rotten deaths of the people in the nursing homes. But, you know, I watched Andy CUOMO talk about it like it was some kind of a statistical discussion of attendees at the state fair. I guess it doesn't register with Andy CUOMO the way these people died. Callous? No, he's not callous. The guy's he's an animal. He's a pig. Andy CUOMO, you're a pig. These people died horribly, and you talk about it like it's popcorn balls at the state fair. America, y'all got to wake up, because they're not just flushing sewage all over New York State. They're doing the same thing all over the United States. All over Canada, all over Mexico, all over England, China, Germany, France, Spain. It's all over the world, from Australia to South America to Africa. This is happening in Africa on a grand scale. So the Susquehanna River Basin, oh my God, the Susquehanna River and the Chesapeake Bay. And I got to tell you something, America, you need to wake the hell up. Ladies and gentlemen, all the information and the links you need are below. And I'm going to leave it right there. Hasta la vista, God bless. And Andy CUOMO, you need to produce all those lake flushing records on Lake George with David Wick at the Lake George Park Commission and DEC. Where are the records, folks? You got to cough them up. I'm going to leave it right there.